Received some sad news this morning. Pastor Sam Mayo has gone home to be with the Lord. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to meet Pastor Sam, to hug him a few times, and to hear his words of encouragement and wisdom, many of which are permanently etched upon my heart. He was a gentle giant of the faith, and he gently made a giant impact upon my life and my outlook as a pastor. And so my heart goes out to the Mayo family, especially Mom, Jeanne Mayo. And our prayers are with you for comfort, for strength, and for peace. We love you very much. I'd like to share some words of wisdom that Pastor Sam poured into us youth pastors during my first cadre advance at the Mayo home back in 2010. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope his words mean as much to you as they do to me.
They start out great and glorious, and you think they're going to be a meteor through the sky and that they're going to do great things for God. But somewhere along the way, they lost their direction. And in losing their direction, they lost what could have been. Graveyards are filled with people. What could have been? If it hadn't been for this, or this, they could have been a great scientist. They could have been a space engineer. They could have been all kinds of great men and women of God, maybe another Billy Graham. But because they didn't keep their personal act together. Now, ministry is wonderful. It's important. It's strategic. But if you don't keep your own act together, you will never achieve what God intends you to achieve. Now, many people, they put over a big front and they look good, but yet, before long, if it's not good on the personal level, they'll crash and they'll bomb out. So you know what you are on a personal, private basis. Make what you are on a personal, private basis to be so authentic, to be so sterling, so genuine, so steadfast, so bedrock, that regardless of what anyone else does, you're going through. Now, in keeping your private life together, there's 2 or 3 things that I make mention real quickly of. Number 1, keep your finances straightened out. Boy, I have had to go around town paying the bills of staff people that left a bad reputation. And when I heard that they had left bills, I went and paid for them myself. Wow. Don't you dare let bills go unpaid. You meet your deadlines. And not only your personal bills, but also the bills that your family members, your kids create. You're responsible for those. And taking it on a step further, if you don't learn how to balance and take care of your own finances, it won't be long before you'll maybe be head of a church and you think, praise God, I finally got my opportunity. But because you didn't take care of the little foxes that spoil the vines, you'll lead that church into financial chaos and disaster. And that church, an entire congregation of people, will be wrecked, destroyed, and maybe their influence in the community because you as a leader did not hold accountable. So start with yourself. Now, on this personal level also, keep your act together in such basic things that no one would ever talk to you about. But as loving Jeannie's husband, well, I'm going to tell you, keep your act together all the way from your bedroom to your car to your office. I've looked into the offices of individuals that were a shame and a disgrace for anyone from the outside to come and see that the pastor didn't keep his house better than that. I've had individuals visit me in another city and say, have you ever been to your children's pastor's house? And I said, yeah, I have. And I was afraid what was about to come. And
not my house.
Not my house. But what? They said, Pastor, it is a disgrace. Don't ever let any of the people in your church go to their house, or they'll see such a disaster they won't ever want. So, fellas, your first responsibility before you leave the house in the morning is to make your bed and to wash the dishes for your wife. Amen. If what you preach doesn't measure up to what you do at home, then your preaching doesn't have much substance to it. Keep your act together, and don't let your car look like a garbage can on wheels. Every time you get out of your car, take the debris and throw it away. And look back in your car and say, if the wealthiest person in town were to get into my car today, would they be embarrassed or would I be embarrassed? So just remember that. If you live that discipline on a personal level, you'll be able to reproduce and multiply into other people. But if you don't do it right, you'll wake up someday and say, boy, I really blew it on the little things. And then one final thing. Keep your act together with the opposite sex. If you don't keep your act together with the opposite sex, and with your own sex too, and you'll soon find your ministry will be destroyed. You know what? If I ever have an appointment, and I do, with the opposite sex, I'll make for sure that my door is always unlocked. And usually, if it's someone that I think, boy, they're a little too pretty for me to be in here alone by myself, I'll leave my door cracked open. And sometimes when I know a dangerous person is coming in and your spirit knows it, well, I'll tell my secretary, knock on my door a couple of times to give me something during the appointment, or open the door and ask if we need any water or anything, so that it'll be forever a reminder to me and the person in the office that there's somebody right next door, and keeps you jeans working like they ought to work. Keep your hands off. Keep your mind straight. Don't watch junk on TV that's going to get your spirit polluted, because if your spirit gets polluted in private, what you speak and what you think about and what you dream about and what you preach from the pulpit and what you model in front of others will be polluted. And polluted, corrupt water doesn't deserve to go into anybody. And if you let it get in you, you'll pour it into other people. Walk straight. Be what you claim to be. Be squeaky clean, so that anybody can inspect your life at any point, even without you saying, look at me. But when you're least expecting it, they can inspect your life and you can be at peace. Let me pray for you and I'm out of here. Thanks, Father, for the privilege of being able to share with an incredible group of world changers. They're not just youth changers, but they're changing the next generation. Lord, in a world that has lost its way and so many churches have gone crazy and anything is okay as long as the bills are paid. Lord, I pray that you will help us to represent a different culture, a different mindset, a different DNA. May we walk to the beat of a different drummer. May we be men and women who walk our talk and live what you've called us to live, and model for a world that comes from dysfunctional homes and a culture that is all messed up. They'll be able to see there is a light in the darkness, and it's my youth pastor. May they see in us, Lord, something that tells them in their spirit, this is real, this is authentic. We ask all of these things in Jesus' name for your glory and for your honor. Amen, 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 and amen. Woo! And now, for the good part, I get to tell my wife goodbye.